Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 9 of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Everyone. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Had Multiple People Sealed Inside of Him. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy. And over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Vampire. So stay in tune for that as well, guys. And later on, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Aizuna Uchiha Was Naruto's Ancestor. So stay in tune for that as well, guys. And remember, if you're new, and this is the first time you're hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Begin the intro, shall we?
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last time we left off, Hinata faced off against Neji, as Naruto said that Hinata was weak, making Kurenai pissed at him, as Kiba wanted to do something about it, but he was stopped by the board going through names, as him and Naruto was selected to fight, as Kurenai wanted Kiba to kick Naruto's ass, seeing that she hated this boy. They went into the arena, as the both of them started a battle. Naruto was dodging each and every one of Kiba's strike, as Kiba told him to stay still. Naruto got bored of the match and said he was going to end it, as Kiba then started to run his mouth, saying that Naruto is a monster of this village and no one likes him, so it doesn't matter if he passed this exam. People are still gonna hate him, they will never recognize him as a true shinobi of Konoha. As Minma shook his head, as Kiba did it. Naruto hated when people remind him of his past, because Naruto wanted to exact his plan already and make Konoha pay for what they did to him, but he was waiting for the right opportunity. So every time people remember him, he cursed himself on the inside, saying that he's wasting time. As Naruto then turned to Kiba and vanished at speed that surprised all of the Jonins, as none of them could even see him. The Jonins were even surprised that speed was above Chunin level. He was fast for his age already. As Naruto then went to brutalize Kiba, Kiba stood no chance, as Naruto knocked him up in the air and came down a boom. Everyone waited till the smoke clear, but they were hearing something slamming once the smoke was clearing out, as Kurenai had to quickly jump down to the arena, as Naruto was beating Kiba face into the ground, as Kiba was already knocked out. She appeared and punched Naruto and knocked him away. As Naruto looked at her, now she did it. The next second, she was buried in the wall as Naruto pulled back his fist to punch her, but Kakashi grabbed his wrist. Naruto told him to release him or he would die, but Kakashi stood there stern and held on to his wrist. As Naruto was about to attack Kakashi, but he saw a three-pronged kunai appear at his feet, as his hand was grabbed by Minato. Minato told him to stop this now. As Naruto calmed himself and went back to watch the rest of the matches, as Kurenai picked up herself and went with Kiba, as Kiba was in a critical condition from Naruto beating him so bad and slamming his head into the ground. The poor boy, was fighting for his life. Akamaru wasn't doing better either, since Naruto gave him a devastated punch that broke the poor little dog. The next match was Minma versus Karou, as Minma was playing with her as well at the beginning until he took it serious, and when he did, she stood no chance, showing how strong Minma is as he easily knocked her around, as Naruto was proud of Minma as he ended the battle, as Genma declared Minma the winner of the match. The other matches of the preliminaries went on until the preliminaries was over, as Minato announced the finals. As the matches are set up like this, Mito will face off against Shikamaru. The second match will be Shino versus Dotsu. The third match will be Narumi versus Neji. The fourth match will be Minma versus Amoy. After that, it will be Naruto versus Yujito. And the final match will be Gaara versus Sasuke. And with that, it was over as Naruto was heading off, as Liz was there as she congratulated them. Naruto was then attacked by Hana and Tatsumi Inuzaka as he was a distance away from the preliminary buildings, where no one was really around except for Liz and Minma. As Tatsumi was angry, her son was in a critical condition and he might die, all because of him, as Tatsumi wanted revenge, as Liz told Minma to go and help, or they should go and help, but Minma told her that Naruto got this. So yeah guys, that was basically the last point left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. Getsuga! Both Tatsumi and Hana said, as their dog was also spinning beside them. The four projectiles came towards Naruto at incredible speed, tearing through the ground. As Naruto jumped straight up in the air, dodging all of them, he then speed through hand sign, fire style, burning rain, as he released small fireballs. And it was so much of them, it was like rain was pouring from the sky, but it was with intense heat. Tatsumi, entire body then enveloped by chakra, as her features became more feral as she jumped straight up in the air. Dynamic destruction, she said, as her body started to twist until it became a dome of pure chakra as she dashed forward towards Naruto in mid-air, tearing right through all these fireballs. As Naruto had a smile on his face, since he loved to fight people that aren't weak, and she wasn't that weak, as he dodged her. But he didn't know what this attack was capable of. As she extended her chakra, it blasted right into him and it sent Naruto flying towards the ground. But before he could hit, Anna appeared right behind him as she kicked him straight up in the air. The two dogs then collided in Naruto in the center, smashing him together. As Tatsumi came down with her heel, as she dropped it right on Naruto's shoulder, he was sent spiraling as he slammed into the ground. A boom. Liz started to cry. "Let me go," she said. "I must help him." As Naruto looked over to Liz, he saw that she was crying. "You made her cry," Naruto said, as he was still lying on the ground, as all four members rushed down towards him, ready to deliver the final impact. As he was spinning with incredible force, they weren't holding anything back. They didn't care who was his father. Kiba was in such a bad state that it brought on the rage in them. And he was their family. He was her son. And Tahana, he was her little brother. And she wouldn't allow anyone to get away with that. As they came down with a boom, the entire place filled with dust and debris. As Liz looked up at Minma. "Why are you doing this?" she said. "What are you talking about?" said Minma. "You have to go and help him. If you don't, he's gonna die. You can't allow Naruto to die." "I told you, Liz. Naruto is fine. Just look." As Minma and Liz then felt that dark presence. It was like chakra, but it was poured out in a rather dark form. As Minma saw glints of white, but the white glints then vanished. "So, not gonna use that, huh?" Minma thought. "I guess they're not worth it." And next second later, Tatsumi, all of them, was sent flying back as Naruto released power. As he released his chakra, riling it up, showing them power. In an instant, he appeared in front of the two dogs as he grabbed them by the head and drive their head in the ground as the dogs screamed out in pain. Tatsumi and Hana got back to their feet. "You bastard," the both of them said as they dashed forward. Tatsumi jumped forward to claw Naruto in the face, but Naruto grabbed her wrist and flicked her over his shoulder. As he brought her down with so much force, the ground broke in so many pieces under her. Hana tried to kick him right in the face, but he brought up his arm and blocked as he caught her leg in a lock. As he twisted her leg as she cried out in pain, he then pulled back his fist as Hana felt the wind knocked out of her as he planted his fist into her stomach. She dropped on the ground wheezing in pain. Tatsumi got back to her feet as she tried to punch Naruto yet again, but Naruto sidestepped her punch as he slammed his fist into her stomach as well. She also fell on the ground, but she quickly regained her composure as she tried to get to her feet, but Naruto stomped right in her face, knocking her back down to the ground. "Yeah, so what?" he said. "I defeated your son. He asked for it. If he wasn't so weak, he would have been defeated." As hearing that pissed Tasumi off, as she started to release more chakra. But unfortunately, Naruto sent chakra down to his feet as he drive it more into her face. As her nose was busted, her mouth was bleeding with so much force. As he lifted it back up and drive it in her face again. As this time her body started to go limp a bit, as she was on the brink of consciousness and unconsciousness. "Get away from my mother!" said Hana as she rushed forward. But Naruto backhanded her away as she was sent skipping off the ground. As Naruto lowered himself and grabbed Tasumi by her wild hair as he brought her head up to eye level. He then grabbed her throat as he started to squeeze. "You dare attack me," Naruto said, "without even knowing my true strength or anything. You're one really dumb Inuzaka. I still can't believe you're the leader. It's best of all if the Inuzaka clan doesn't have a leader, because if it's someone as dumb as you, they all will die soon. But I'll make sure that you're no longer the leader," Naruto said, as he tossed her body up in the air with great force, as he went through hand sign. Before he could execute his attack. "No, don't do it," said Liz. As Naruto turned to see Liz crying, she managed to break free from Minma's hold as she was running towards him. As Minma was right behind her, was about to catch her. As he grabbed onto her, Liz screamed, "Naruto, please don't do it. Don't kill her. You'll get into so much trouble. They're gonna probably lock you away. After all, most of them already do hate you. You're my family and I don't want to lose you. Don't kill her, please." As Naruto was looking at Liz, Hana picked herself up as she quickly jumped up and caught her mother before she landed, as Tasumi was unconscious now. As Hana looked onto her mother, she was in a bad state. As Naruto looked over to Hana and Tasumi. "Liz, I'm sorry, but they're the one who started the fight," Naruto said, "and they will die for it." As Naruto pointed his hand towards them, but before he could do anything, 3 Anvus landed right in front of him, as all of them grabbed onto him rather tightly. "What is the meaning of this?" said Naruto, as he was rather calm. "Naruto, what do you think you're doing?" said a voice, as Naruto turned behind him to see Minato, as he was dressed in his Hokage robes. He walked straight up to Naruto, as he looked him dead in the eyes. He then smacked Naruto across the face. As Naruto had turned as he saw that Minma and Liz was gone, as he was happy for that, seeing that if they were here, they would have been questioned. Why did they just stood there and watch the fight, rather than calling for someone? Naruto turned back his head to Minato. "Hokage, you should know. She started it," said Naruto. As Minato looked at Naruto, he knew that Naruto would never call him father. It's always Hokage, or he didn't say anything of showing enough respect or anything like that. "Naruto, even if she did, look at them. I don't know how did you beat them exactly, seeing that she's a Jonin and her daughter is high tuning already. But you've won. That is the thing I'm trying to teach you. You're from the same village. You don't just go around killing Konoha Shinobis. You guys should work together. You know what happened. You know what is going on. After that beating you gave Kiba." As Minato noticed something, Hana was now unconscious. Her body was pumping so much adrenaline, but now after cooling down, all of it wore out, as she fell unconscious as well. As he then turned back his sights to Naruto, Kiba is in the hospital. He's fighting for his life. Most of the doctors don't think he will make it. Tsunade is not currently in the village right now. She's on a mission. And if she don't get back here soon, the boy will die. That is why they're so angry at you. So what are you trying to say, Hokage? I should have just take all the beating and let them kill me. I'm not saying that, but you take things too far. You are not supposed to kill Konoha Shinobi. Is that all? Naruto asks. I want to talk to you tonight. I am sure that Kushina already told you about it. If this is what you want to talk to me about, then I'm not coming, said Naruto. You already explained that I shouldn't kill Konoha Shinobi, so what else do you want? As Minato didn't know what to say, that was the reason why he wanted to talk to Naruto. Naruto noticed that as he turned towards the Anvus. "Could you remove your hand off me?" he asked. The Anvus looked at Minato. Minato gave them a small nod as they released Naruto. As Naruto started to walk away, as Minato just looked down. He has failed Naruto in so many ways. The prophecy then clicked to his mind that Jiraiya told him that one of his kids would bring pure destruction to this world. As he looked at Naruto walk away, he saw an image of the world burning and Naruto standing on top of it with a smile, and then he broke out in full-blown crazy laughter as that scared Minato. As he then turned around and went off as the Anvus followed behind him. Not before picking up Tasumi and Hana as they brought them to the medic. A distance away, "Let me go," said Liz as she was forcing herself out of her brother's hands. As Minma stopped as they were currently on the Hokage's monument. "Why have you brought me here? Why did you take me and ran off? I could have explained to the Hokage that it was them that started first. Do you want her to get in trouble?" she asked. "If you had, they would have asked us why we didn't go to find someone." I did want to, but you told me not to." "Huh, you're easy to rat your brother out, huh?" "No, I don't want you to get into trouble either. But suppose Naruto is in big trouble right now. Suppose they ban him from the finals." "Nah, they can't do that," said a voice. As Liz turned, as she saw Naruto perfectly fine, she rushed up to him and gave him a hug. As he gently hugged her back. "Don't worry, Liz, I told you that I won't leave you alone, and I'll be here for you. And I believe that it's time that you knew." "Knew what?" Liz asked. As Minma looked at Naruto. "Are you sure that she's ready for this?" "I don't want her to get the wrong idea when she finds out," said Naruto. As Naruto held on to Liz's hand, as he brought her to the edge of the monument, as the both of them looked down at the village. "Liz," Naruto said, as he turned towards her. He then activated his Sharingan, shocking Liz, as she was placed under a genjutsu. Liz found herself in a timeless void, a white timeless void. "What is this?" Liz asked. "This is my mind," Naruto said as he materialized out of flowers. With a smile on his face, "Liz, you're my family," Naruto said. "And Minma is as well, but the rest of them, even though I pretend that I'm changing and feeling something towards them, I don't. You and Minma are the only one that I want at my side. The rest of them, I don't care about one bit." "What is going on?" asked Liz, "and how do you have those eyes? If I'm not mistaken, those are the Sharingan." "Yes, they are," said Naruto. "Now, let me explain." For the next half an hour, Naruto told Liz everything. He told her about Madara, and that Madara survived a long while back, and he was living by himself in secrecy. As Naruto also showed her images of his past, as Liz was beyond pissed, seeing how much that Naruto went through, especially from that pink-haired bitch, Sakura's mother. As Liz wanted to kill her, Liz never felt so much rage in her entire life. Even though she was 2 years younger, she wished that she was in the academy so she could fight in Chunin exams and get Sakura, as she would beat her down for what her mother did to Naruto. If you can't get the mother, then attack the child. She also saw how the bad treatments that Naruto got from the students, Sakura glaring at him and moving away from him like he was some sort of trash, garbage, something she didn't even want to be beside. She then saw Kushina, Minato, Mito, and Narume. All of them were walking and Naruto was in the alley getting beaten as they walked by him, and they went off like they didn't even see him, as this made Liz beyond pissed. After finished showing her the flashbacks, Naruto told her that he is going to destroy this village. As Liz looked at him shocked. "Naruto, is that really your plan?" she asked. "Yes, I've gone through so much, Liz, and I've never forgiven any one of them. And I want to make them all suffer. And I know if you're too young for this, you can." But Naruto was cut off as Liz hugged him and started to cry. "Naruto, as I said before, you're my family. You're almost like a brother to me, like Minma. We're family, and I told you I won't leave you alone anymore. I couldn't believe you went through all of this. You went through so much I never believed. I'm sorry for not talking to you when I first arrived. But now, I want to help. I want you to treat me like how you treat Minma. I want to help you. These people have no desire to call you their family. None of them, even your mom. I never thought that she was this dark. Leaving you there to get beaten. I'm sorry, she said as she kept on crying. Naruto patted her on the head. It's okay, Liz. And for that request, I will train you. And I will make you strong as possible. Because Liz, we're not going to stay at Konoha for too long. Liz nodded, I understand. It wasn't like I lived here before. And I don't really have so much friends. And after seeing what they all did to you, all these people, even Minato, who I looked up to, all of that looking up to is gone. He is nothing but a heartless monster, not even deserving the title of a father. And your sisters are even worse. So yes, I will help you, she said. Time skip. 1 week has passed, as Naruto was currently standing back on the Hokage's monument, on the first Hokage's head looking down the village. It has been 1 week since his altercation with the Inuzakas. Kiba was still in the hospital, but he has beaten the life and death situation. Lucky for him, Tsunade returned back to the village, as she was able to help him. But he was still in a bad condition, and he had to stay for a while until he fully recovered. As Tsunade couldn't believe a mere boy did this to him, a genin on the matter, as she knew of Naruto. She never really talked to him, but she thought that he wasn't getting any training, so she was surprised when she heard that he was the one to do this to Kiba. As Naruto looked down at the village, "You can come out," he said, as there was a small chuckling. Out of the ground, Orochimaru rised up. So your sensory abilities are great as well. Do you have any other surprise? Missing Nin Orochimaru, coming here talking to me so casually. Do you know I will kill you, said Naruto. Well, I have something that I think you're gonna be really interested in, said Orochimaru. And what is that, pedo? A tick mark came on Orochimaru's forehead, as he then chuckled. You know, I read the reports. I read the reports of what this village did to you. And now I see everything. I see behind that mask that you're wearing. You're no kid. You're just wearing a kid mask. But I can tell. I can feel it. You're incredibly strong. And you want the destruction of Konoha, just like me. I'm not saying that you're right. But what is it that you have to offer, Naruto asked. Well, how do I know I can trust you, said Orochimaru. Stop playing games, said Naruto, or I'll kill you without thinking. You came here to make a proposition. Now talk before I get angry. As Orochimaru chuckled, feisty one are we? A kunai then passed his head in incredible speed. Lucky enough he moved his head. I said talk, said Naruto as he reached for another kunai. Alright, said Orochimaru. I can tell that you want the destruction of this village just as me. I have a plan. It's an invasion. And you're telling me this. How do you know I won't run to my mom or my dad? Because I've seen you. I've been watching you in these past few weeks. Even with your altercation with the Inuzakas. I can tell that you're really dark on the inside, Naruto. And you seek the destruction of this village just like me. So that is why I'm willing to aid you. But it's going to be a kind of partnership. I want your aid as well to help me destroy Konoha. It will be at the finals. Do you have troops? Naruto asks. Oh yes I do. What is the amount? Well, I'm not going to disclose that information to you yet. Until you've proven yourself that you're worthy for me to trust you. Is that so? Said Naruto. Yes it is, said Orochimaru as he glared at Naruto. Well then, what do you want to know? You know what I want to know, said Orochimaru. Well, I don't. Stop playing dumb, boy, said Orochimaru. Really, I don't, said Naruto. Oh, I know now. You want to know how did I get the Sharingan? And, to match it off, the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Orochimaru's eyes widened. He just thought it was a Mangekyo. But the Eternal? Yes. Those eyes that you possess. They're really something else. You possessing those abilities will be a good help in destroying this village. So, how did you possess those eyes? Our old friend gave them to me. And who is his friend? Asked Orochimaru. It was a dying Uchiha who hated Konoha. When I was much younger, he saw how much I hated the village as well. So he had his family member implanted eyes in me once he died. Giving you the Sharingan. So how do you get the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan? Asked Orochimaru. That other family member took a liking to me. And after her passing, she gave me her eyes. And they were implanted into me by someone else, giving me these eyes. So, if I'm checking this correctly, you have these for a couple of years now, since the Uchiha massacre was some years back. Yes, that's right, said Naruto. So have you mastered the skills of the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan? Well, some of them, said Naruto, which was a lie, but he didn't want to tell Orochimaru really anything. And you should know, said Orochimaru, I will be the one to kill your father. Do you really think you can do that? Said Naruto. Well, if I can't, I have my tricks, Orochimaru said. And those are? Naruto asked. Well, you don't expect me to give you all of my secrets now. Now don't you, Naruto? Orochimaru asked. Not really, said Naruto. But you can go ahead and fight him all you want. But the rest of the family is mine. And the two new members of the family, Liz and Minma. Oh yes, I've heard about them. You're not supposed to even come close to them. Huh? Said Orochimaru. And why is that? Because if you do, I'll kill you, said Naruto. Huh? Making threats already? You know, things like that is what break partnerships. Huh? And who said we're partners? Said Naruto. We just have a similar goal in mind. If you get in my way, Orochimaru, I'll kill you. I know you're strong, kid, but do you really think that you could? Orochimaru couldn't get to finish that sentence, as he saw Naruto's eyes morph into the Mangekyo Sharingan. Before he could move, Naruto was behind him with a kunai at his neck. How is this possible? Orochimaru thought. He couldn't have moved so fast. A teleportation jutsu? No, he didn't do any hand sign or anything. What just happened? Orochimaru asked. What did you just do? Orochimaru said, trying to hide his fear, as Naruto kunai was so close to his neck. As Naruto pressed down the kunai a bit, as small drips of blood started to run down. Oh, sorry about that, said Naruto. I guess my hand slipped. But Orochimaru, you can't expect me to give you all of my secrets, now can you? But I'm gonna give you a small thing. You should know, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan is on a totally different level than the Sharingan. As Naruto backed away, oh I see, said Orochimaru. So what you say? This is the partnership of ours. Is it going to work out? Huh, that depends on you, said Naruto. I won't try to kill you. I'll even aid your man in the battle, as long as we make this village burn. That's all I wanted to hear, said Orochimaru. Be prepared. And with that he sank into the ground, leaving Naruto alone. As Naruto started to walk away, did you find that speech interesting? He asked. Huh, so you know I'm here, said a voice. As Obito came out of the ground, even hiding my presence, you can still sense that small amount. Great sensory ability. Huh, you're gonna be a fine asset. So, planning on leaving Konoha so soon? Well, when everything works out, I will tell you, said Naruto. But for now, I have things to do. And with that he left off, leaving Obito by himself. This kid is something else, Obito said to himself, as he disappeared in a swirling vortex. When Naruto arrived home, he saw Jiraiya, the legendary Sannin, standing there, right at the front gate. As Naruto walked past Jiraiya without saying a word, Naruto, Jiraiya said, as Naruto stopped in his tracks. He didn't turn around though. I was wondering, I heard that you passed the tuning exams. Congratulations, and you're going to the finals. I am going to train Mito and Narume. I wonder, did you want to tag along? Naruto then started to walk again. Didn't you hear me? Asked Jiraiya, as Naruto reached up to the door and turned the knob, but he then turned back around. As Naruto looked Jiraiya dead in the eyes, why would I need some training from someone as pathetic as you? A tick mark gained on Jiraiya's forehead. What did you just say, brat? He asks. You heard what I say. You know, you should have more respect for your elders. Why should I have respect for someone as weak and worthless as you? Huh? You think I'm weak, huh? So do you think you can beat me in a battle, Jiraiya asks. Naruto didn't answer that. You know, I always found it funny that you three were named the legendary Saiyajins after Hanzo defeated you. It's not like you guys defeated him and he gave you that name. No, he defeated you guys and then he named you. Pathetic, Naruto said as he started to walk away. As Jiraiya didn't say anything. As Naruto entered the house. I tried, he said as he walked off. The next week, Karou was out of the hospital after the beating that she got from Minma, as she was currently in the forest, as she was burning everything in her sight and slicing all the trees down. Yujito came out there. You need to calm down. No, I won't, said Karou. The next time I see him, the next time we fight, I'm gonna chop him to pieces. And how exactly are you going to do that? You lost. It's not like you're gonna fight him again, said Yujito. Karou balled her fist as she yelled with a yell of frustration as she slammed her fist into the tree, making it shake. That damn boy, she said. He really got on your nerves. I shouldn't have held back, she said. I should have just sliced him as it started. Sliced him to pieces as he kept playing around, tossing and messing with me. I'm gonna get him back for that, she said. I already told you, you fail out of the exam, you cannot fight him. And don't go starting anything you cannot keep up with. We're in their village after all. I don't care whose village it is. Well, you should, said a voice. As Karou froze, the voice was right beside her. He was whispering in her ear. She swung around her fist, but Naruto caught it. Quick to throw a punch like that. You should watch out, he said. As, before she could react, he slammed his fist into her gut as she dropped on her knees. She then dropped face first as she passed out. Naruto then had to dodge a spinning kick that came toward his face from Yujito as he grabbed her ankle and slammed her into the ground. She then got up and flipped away. What the hell are you doing, she said. You know what you're starting? Remember, I'm from Kumo. I know, said Naruto. But I'm gonna need you in the future. As he activated his eternal Mangita Sharingan, as her body went limp. As Naruto was now inside of the seal. As all around him was fire, blue fire. As the blue fire washed over his body. But Naruto Mangita Sharingan pulsed, blowing away all the flames. As the flames then formed into a two-tailed cat, made up out of the blue fire itself. The Nebe. You should know, I didn't came here to talk, said Naruto, as he snapped his Mangita Sharingan at the Nebe. Time skip. About 30 minutes later, Karou jumped up off the ground. What the hell happened, she said. Oh, you're awake, said Yujito. As Karou looked around, where did he go? Where did who go, asked Yujito. What? That kid! He knocked me out. What did he do to you? Karou, you must be losing your mind or something. You and I have been the only one here. So how did I pass out, she asked. Don't you remember? You slam your fist into the tree. You gather your chakra at one point and you destroy the tree. It then fell down on you. But you jumped away and you accidentally hit your feet on a stone. You slammed your head on the ground so bad. I was just waiting for you to wake up. After checking that you were completely fine, with the basic medical ninjutsu that I know. What? That can't be real. No, he was here. It was him, that black hair boy with those red eyes. He was the one who knocked me out. Karou, you're mistaken. No one was here. Later that night, Gaara was walking through the forest after tearing a Anfu to pieces. The Anfus are keeping tabs on Gaara in the village because they know of his psychotic tendency. But after finding the Anfu, Gaara didn't even give him a second as he ripped the man to pieces with his sand, crushing him under the weight. Gaara then sent something to the right as he sent a pool of sand over there. But the sands just destroyed the tree and nothing more. As he shrugged it off and started to walk, Mother want blood soon, he thought. Huh, blood, huh? I wonder where you will get it, said a voice. Before even turning around, Gaara's sand turned into spikes as it flew over to the direction of the voice. As Gaara heard, the spikes impale. He then turned and saw that it was only the tree. Gaara then felt a hand on his shoulder and a whisper in his ear. You should know, attacking so recklessly will get you in trouble. As Gaara brought up his hand, as he couldn't believe what just happened. How did this person get through his ultimate defense? As Gaara tried to move his sand at his will, but he couldn't. What is going on? Gaara said. He then felt a pulsing pain in his back as he felt something drawing away all of his chakra into that thing on his back as it was a seal. As Gaara tried to turn and remove it, but the moment he turned, he met face to face with Naruto and those eyes. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. As Gaara went limp. As Naruto arrived in the mindscape. Huh. Sand demon, he said, as Shikaku materialized out of sand. Huh, pesky human, dare to come here and challenge me? In here, I am God, boy. I'll tear you to pieces. If you're a god in here, then what that made me? A supreme being overlord, said Naruto, as he started to float off the ground. As Shikaku looked at him. Now, bow down before your master, Naruto said, as Shikaku collapsed on the ground after his eyes turned into the Mangekyo Sharingan. The next morning, Gaara had no memory of last night. He remembered nothing. We now have Narume and Mito and Kushina, as the three of them were training, as they were now taking a break. So, he's a no-show, said Mito. Well, I told him this morning, said Kushina. But after that little fiasco they examined the preliminaries. It doesn't look like he wants to talk to us, said Kushina as she lowered her head. Don't worry, Mom. I'm sure that he will get over it soon, said Narume. Yeah, said Mito. Just cheer up. He is our family after all. Well, as the days goes by, I am doubting that he feels the same way, said Kushina. What do you mean? Asked Mito. Well, can't you see? Naruto still has that resentment and hate for us. I saw them. His eyes when they focus on us. So much hate and pain behind those. It was almost unbearable. Mom, don't worry, said Mito as she walked over to Kushina. As Narume walked over as well and placed a hand on her shoulder. We will make Naruto a part of this family again, and everything will be back to normal. Don't worry. But we have to go now, the both of them said. Huh? Said Kushina. Well, Jiraiya is teaching us. But this is my time, said Kushina. Yeah, we know, Mom, but we'll see you back home. Bye now, the both of them said as they ran off. As Kushina chuckled, hyperactive as always, she said. As she looked up, I just pray that Naruto one day, you will change your mood and become like them, and call me Mom and I can call you son. As she just smiled. Time skip. It was now time for the preliminaries. As we have Naruto watching over the village as the village was in array. The Raikage was here. The Kazekage was here as well. As the village was booming with the excitement. As Naruto had a smirk on his face. As Minma stood beside him. Minma purple eyes glistening. So, it's today, said Minma. Yes, said Naruto. This world will know Naruto Uchiha, Naruto said. But guys, let me end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share all of your friends on your social media platform, and stay tuned for the rest of the what is coming your way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But for now guys, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.